So today we're going to be talking about Baker Mayfield and the situation with the Cleveland Browns. Um, I know this situation pretty much started right before the signing of Deshaun Watson happened, like a day or two beforehand, before they actually fully signed and committed to Deshaun Watson. Pretty much how the whole scenario went down, if I can jog out everybody's minds on the situation. First off, before I begin the story of how this happened, I think this was an occurrence over time, not just by this one situation, but I think all the scenarios that have happened over the past couple seasons for Baker Mayfield and the Browns, I think led to this moment, and pretty much them going after Deshaun Watson was really more of the nail in the coffin, really. But I do think it was more of a build up over time. And I'll talk a little bit about that, why I see it that way. But starting right off the bat, this pretty much fully went through once it was reported that the Browns were one of the teams going after Deshaun Watson, and they were trying to pick him up, and Baker Mayfield got word of it, and then he came out, told the team that he wanted a trade, and there was nothing that could fix their relationship at this point, which is a reason why I think that this wasn't the only situation that they've disagreed on or have had an issue with, unless he's really that petty. Because I think most players, I don't think, if this situation happened, I don't think most players would really go to that situation where they'd be like, well, the relationship at this point is unrepairable, blah, blah, blah. Who knows, maybe he is that petty. I think Baker Mayfield can be a little bit of a whiner, obviously. But going through that situation, he told the team that he's done. Their relationship is broken. He requests a trade. And then the team came straight out right after that saying that they will not trade him. They will not listen to what he wants. And then about, I think, literally day after, pretty much like the day after or 2 days after, it was reported that the Browns did trade for Deshaun Watson after us being told that they were not in the sweepstakes anymore, because that whole situation where Baker Mayfield asked for a trade and everything, that whole situation occurred after that it was found out that the Browns were not in the sweepstakes anymore, and then Baker was pretty much like, well, you're not getting Deshaun Watson, you're not getting me either. So, and I think Baker Mayfield, it was pretty obvious to me that he was going to leave no matter what, because once you're, when you're a franchise quarterback, quote unquote, and you feel like you are their quarterback, you have that relationship. And if you see them pretty much going behind your back and going to get a different quarterback, that pretty much breaks off the relationship right there between the quarterback and the franchise. So I understand that part, and that's probably how he felt. It's probably why I didn't return, because he was like, well, you're trying to replace me, so I'm just going to leave no matter whether or not you get Watson or not. And that led the Browns to getting back into the sweepstakes and getting Watson, because I'm pretty sure they were like, well, we can just stick with Baker Mayfield if Watson's not going to accept our contract offer. And then Baker was like, no, you're not getting me at all. And then pretty much the Browns were like, okay, well, then we'll just go fully after Watson again. And that's what they did. They got Watson, and now they said they are ready to go ahead and offer up Baker Mayfield and trade him away. So that's where we're at right now. The Browns are looking to trade Baker Mayfield right now. He might be traded before this next upcoming season. I would be kind of shocked if he isn't. But is there a chance that Baker Mayfield might not be traded until the end of this next season, or until the next offseason, the next one happening after this one? There is a chance. I mean, we've seen quarterbacks before sit out a season because the team is trying to find the best trade for him. But as of this moment, as of this time, Baker Mayfield is not doing great in the market. The market for Baker Mayfield right now is awful. There was literally a report that a team was unanimously trying to go after him. But they said they would only trade for him if they got a pick with him. And that's the market on it right now. So not only the Browns, but pretty much most of the NFL teams that are trying to trade for Baker or even in consideration also don't seem to be 100% in on Baker Mayfield. They're kind of on the edge about him, as it seems. So, which I don't blame them. In my opinion, I feel the same way. I don't really... Baker, his whole career so far, he's been pretty inconsistent. He's had 2 good years, 2 bad years. So it's really like hit or miss whether or not is he actually... Can he be your franchise quarterback or not? That's really the question at this point. And the way I think about it is, if you don't think your quarterback is your franchise quarterback in about 3 years, which Baker has been in the NFL for pretty much over 4 years now. He's going into his 5th year now, I believe, off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, he's going into his 5th year now. And by this point, in my opinion, I honestly wouldn't want him as my franchise quarterback. By the 3rd year of a quarterback season, you pretty much have a good idea what kind of quarterback you're getting out of, each guy, right? You can see from each person, Joe Burrow, I think it was his 3rd season last year, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was his 3rd year. It was his 3rd year this past season, and we know what type of quarterback he is. He went to the Super Bowl. He's definitely a guy you can build around and try to go win a Super Bowl with him. But we see other guys like Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield. The reason I give it about 3 years is because most of the time, by 3 years, you really know what kind of quarterback you're getting. And the issue I have with a lot of people is, a lot of people after those 3 years and during the next 4 or 5 years of that quarterback, a lot of people hold on to that quarterback for a while, and it's we've seen the quarterback for a couple years now. You're telling me that these aren't reliable, and it's just weird. But shout out to the Browns. I think the Browns did the right thing. Deshaun Watson's a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. Now, obviously, the legal cases, not 100% sure on that. I know Deshaun Watson, he's not guilty for his one court case by the jury, but he still has 22 civil lawsuits against him, so that's not good. And Deshaun Watson's probably going to be suspended at the beginning of the NFL season. I don't know how long, but he probably will. Most players get suspended for anything that happens in that kind of scenario. They get suspended no matter what. So he's probably going to be suspended for the first couple games, but he'll probably be able to play some of the games in the next season. So don't be surprised. He's probably going to get suspended from 4 to 8 games around there. So, honestly, on both sides, I think pretty much what this led up to was just both sides. On Baker's side, like I said before, I think he is a little bit of a whiner. But not only that, it's also his fault. Like last year, dude, that was pretty much his fault, full on. He's to blame. People that make excuses for Baker Mayfield for last season, dude, you had a Tour Lane rim. You even came out in press conferences saying how banged up you were and everything, and you still didn't sit out. Why did you not sit out? Honestly, I still believe to this day, if Baker Mayfield would have sat out, I think actually the Browns could have possibly pulled off a playoff spot, at least been even closer, because listen, Case Keenum, all right, is the backup, and he's not a number one guy, but he's a great substitute. And I think Case Keenum would have done better than Baker Mayfield, because Baker Mayfield was fully banged up, and Baker Mayfield admitted he was. So why would you not bring in Case Keenum, who knows the playbook and everything, and he's not injured? And I get it, he's not the best quarterback to have, right? But you're telling me that Case Keenum wouldn't have went in there and probably won the Browns maybe at least another game or two to at least push them into playoffs? And that goes on Baker, man. It really does. It doesn't go on the team, because I know the team. You're telling me the team told Baker Mayfield to come in and play with an injury? No, they didn't. It was super obvious Baker was the one wanting to come into the game and play with how banged up he was. And you shouldn't have done that. And probably from Baker's standpoint, he was like, well, I'm the best option and I'm the franchise quarterback and I want to help, the team win. But in this scenario, honestly, Baker hurt his team more than actually helped them in this scenario. So that's one of the bad things, all right? And his bad play caused that, so was a part of that. And not only that, the Browns messed up too, honestly. They should have been more quiet on the Deshaun Watson part. That wasn't bad. Like, I understand from Baker's standpoint, like, if you see a franchise that you're pretty much like, this is a franchise you would die for. You're the franchise quarterback. You're trying to go win a Super Bowl for this franchise and the fan base. And then they turn on you and go get a different quarterback right in front of your face. I understand that, and I understand why he would be mad about that and stuff. But from, the NFL is a business at the end of the day. And I can understand where the Browns are coming from. Because to be fair, if Baker Mayfield or any player in the NFL is not producing, and not just the NFL, but any sports league, if you are not producing as a player, then that team has the right to pull you and get a different guy to replace you. Players are always replaceable. That's just how it works. That's business. That's the sports league. Anybody in sports is replaceable if they aren't producing. It's just a fact. We've seen it many, many, many times where players, they might be great, they get a big contract, they don't produce, and then the team gets rid of you because you're not producing, you're not meeting expectations. Baker Mayfield also, I think what also affected it was Baker Mayfield didn't get a contract extension. I think that also hurt the relationship too, because him and his agent wanted a contract extension, and they never got it. The Browns never went ahead and did that, which on the Browns side, I don't disagree with them on that, because Baker has been inconsistent, and going into this past season, Baker Mayfield had the worst season of his career. Now, you can make the excuse because of his injuries, but Baker knew that he at least should have known he wasn't going to do that good being as banged up as he should. And as most people say, hey, if you're able to play, you're able to play. I mean, we can't be blaming these guys for going in games injured and not performing. That was their decision. All right, it was Baker's decision to go in there playing injured, and guess what? He played bad. He should have stayed out and not affected that. He would be in a better position right now probably if he wouldn't have went in there injured, because now he looks bad and no team wants to pick him up because of his value. His value is terrible right now in the market, and that's his fault. He shouldn't have played. But the Browns shouldn't have treated him badly. And I know also another thing, Baker, Coach Stefanski, and the owner and the ownership of the Browns, the general manager, they all did not have a good relationship with Baker Mayfield. There were reports earlier this past season and before the season even started that Baker and the Browns did not have a good relationship with each other. And that's also another reason. So you see these many things just coming out every year to this point, and it just pretty much finally, like I said, the Deshaun Watson situation was the nail in the coffin. That's what really caused this relationship to break off. Now, do I know what team Baker Mayfield's going to go to at this point? No, I don't. Like I said, a team wanted to pick with him because their teams aren't even 100% sure. Besides the Browns, like, other teams are not 100% sure on what he can do to this point in his career. People are not 100% sure if he can be a franchise quarterback. So, only time will tell. Free agency is kind of running down to this point. Most teams have signed their quarterbacks for this upcoming season. So that's why I said there might be a chance that Baker Mayfield might not get traded by the end of the season, because most teams are signing and trading for the quarterbacks that they wanted. Steelers signed Mitchell Trubisky. Matt Ryan got traded yesterday to the Colts. I think it was yesterday if I'm right, on Sunday or Saturday. It was one of the two. But Matt Ryan got traded to the Colts, which I'm going to make a video about. Deshaun Watson got traded. The only ones that I think maybe are going to get him is maybe the Panthers. At this point, maybe the Panthers are desperate. But even Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't been traded yet. And Jimmy Garoppolo still needs to be traded. So you got two guys that need to be traded now, Baker Mayfield and Jimmy G. They need to be traded and find new homes. So at this point, I don't know what teams are going to get them. Seahawks and Panthers are maybe in the discussion right now, but maybe the Falcons. But at this point, I think the Falcons are going on a full rebuild, so I don't think they're going to do that. Also, they just signed Marcus Mariota. So it's like, who is going to get these guys? I don't know. I mean, we'll see in the next coming days, hopefully, but I don't know. All I got to say is don't expect Baker Mayfield to be traded by the end of this free agency or by the start of next season. Don't be surprised if he's not traded until the next offseason, to be honest with you. But that's all I got for you guys today. It's a little bit longer than usual, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any opinions of your own in this topic, go ahead and comment below. I'd really appreciate it. Also, I've been really appreciating all your guys' support recently. It's been really awesome, and I hope you guys keep enjoying the videos. I'm going to keep coming out with them every single day beside the weekends, but I will see you guys in the next coming days, and I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.